In a bloody market, there are stocks that can still squeeze, and today RNAZ was one of them. How is it going, everyone? Yas from Trading Vanguard. I'm a technical trader who trades short squeeze momentum and volatile stocks. All of the information shown in this video is not financial advice and just my opinion. So, guys, wow. Today was an absolute bloodbath, but believe it or not, there are still some stocks that pumped, and RNAZ was one of them. I released the video for RNAZ a little over a month ago and predicted a squeeze simply based on a few things. One of them was its current price action and had finally come down to its liquidity zone. It was respecting its trend channel pattern. And lastly, its upside potential, which were the open gaps and of course the top of the trend channel potential. And again, this video was released on the 29th of December, so just over a month ago. And yeah, guys, honestly, once you know how to read charts, once you're confident in trading and algo patterns, your life will change. You will be able to, honestly make crazy money. But again, it takes time, it takes experience. But of course, that's the point of this channel, where I'm here to educate and bring everyone along this journey with me. So, guys, first things first, all right? What I would like to say is stocks such as RNAZ, so, super volatile stocks, your stocks with low market cap, honestly, I do not hold for a long time, okay? If we switch to a bigger time frame, right, yeah, so we're on the monthly chart. If I keep zooming out, you will see just how horrible this chart is. It goes up and up and up and up, and I can keep going on. If I switch on the drawings, if you guys can see at the bottom, we can see reverse stock split after reverse stock split after reverse stock split, and guys, it goes on and on and on and on. So this is the very first thing I just wanted to mention to everyone, all right? These are not stocks that you kind of sit there and hope and, eventually pray that you can expect to squeeze. No, for me, they always have a set period of time. And if they have not reacted within a time frame that I'm happy with, then yes, guys, I will 100% close my trade and I'll move on to the next stock. So that's just the first thing that I wanted to mention. And of course, let's go to the daily chart. And guys, honestly, this is what I mean about not caring about anything but the charts. As a technical trader, honestly, I couldn't care less about news or fundamentals. Everything I need to know is sitting in front of me in the charts. Honestly, I've got no clue what this company does. As far as I know, their ticker is RNAZ and their name is TransCode Therapeutics. But other than that, I couldn't care less, all right? I've got some information that I work with, and guys, that's enough for me to make a decision whether I should go into a trade or not. So let's look at the chart, guys. Well, on the daily, it just looks like there's just a huge rejection red candle today. However, let's switch to the 4-hour, and boom, there you guys go. Okay, if we look at the 4-hour, we can see that the stock squeezed up until $14.80, and that was my first price target, guys. My first price target was $14.76, which was the open gap on the daily chart. And because I do this for a living and I've been doing this for a while, my buy-in was at $6.40, and then I automatically have a stop loss set at 10% below, and I've automatically got my sell orders waiting there. And thankfully, if we go back, my sell order was executed exactly at $14.75. So I always set it at 1 cent below the open gap, just so I can make sure it gets filled. And let's measure how much it was. So $6.40, and I closed it at $14.75. So guys, just over 130% profit. So you're probably wondering, why? Why did the stock squeeze? Well, guys, very, very simple, okay? It was simply because the stock had come down to its liquidity zone, to its bullish liquidity zone, and this is where the bulls accumulate their position. So this was way in between $5.50 to around $6.75. And we can see that it's done it in the past, guys. All right, we can see it's done it once. So it's squeezed once from $6 all the way up until 22. It's come back down, done the same thing, and yeah, it did squeeze again afterwards. But of course, not every squeeze is going to be 100% identical. And then again, as soon as it come down, that's kind of when I made the video, and that's when I took my position. And same thing, guys, it had squeezed up and closed its open up gap. And I always tend to say in trading, history tends to repeat itself. So you're probably all wondering, why is the open gap on the daily chart still open? Well, very simply, it's not been closed yet. It needs to be closed in the daily chart itself. So we need a full candlestick above the open gap on the daily chart, and then it could come down. However, with super volatile stocks such as RNAZ, guys, this is something that you will pick up throughout your trading career. It's something that you will learn. These stocks tend to squeeze mostly during the pre and the post market, simply because there just isn't there isn't much restriction as there is during regular trading hours, and hence why stocks can tend to have huge pumps during pre-markets. And that's when, if we see those huge short squeezes for, any other stock, they tend to start pre-market, and then what happens? They are pushed above certain price levels, and then what happens during trading hours? The price is way past where, resistances will sit, and that will just cause the stock to rocket even more. So what does this actually mean for the stock? Well, technically, guys, the stock, the squeeze isn't over yet. Now, would I buy in now? No. If I was to take another trade, it would be a calculated risk, of course. I would personally wait for the stock to come back down into this bullish liquidity zone, and then I could potentially consider buying in again. Again, this is technically possible, $14.76. It could come up. However, guys, looking at the volume today, yes, the volume was insane, 11 million or over 11 million. Whereas if you see the day before, it was literally just 8K. So that goes to show you the volume today was not normal whatsoever. How do we go from 8K volume traded all the way to 11 million? So, from experience, that tends to lead me to believe that most likely I'm gonna have a educated guess in assuming the company has started to dilute their stock. Okay, that's what I'm gonna go ahead and guess and say. So, like I said, until we see some sort of offerings officially come out, I'm gonna assume that they've already started to dilute. That's kind of the only thing I'd be wary of. However, guys, technically, the stock can still come up to the top of the trend channel at $20. The stock can still come back up to $14.76 on the daily chart. And I don't even think it's closed its other gap on the 4-hour. No, it hasn't. So look, it's come all the way up to, $14.80. But the open gap is waiting at $14.94. And of course, guys, please do your own due diligence and make of that what you will. So, guys, what did you think about my stock analysis? And if you guys have any other ticker suggestions, please drop it in the comments below. If you guys found this video useful and you've learned something, again, that's the purpose of my channel. I would like to educate everyone. Please drop a like. And if you are a similar trader to myself, please consider subscribing, as I'll be posting more tickers just like this. So I've got a ton of tickers that, of course, I'm tracking, and I will get around to posting them as soon as I believe that they have potential to squeeze. So if this is the type of stocks you want to trade, please subscribe, so I'll be posting similar content. Lastly, I would like to end the video by saying this information is not financial advice. Trading can be extremely risky and you should always have a trading strategy to stay safe. Thanks for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye-bye.